right, so this is Dr. Naomi Wolf, and I am being shown something stunning about the New York State voter rolls by a source. I should not give your name, not give your name, a source whom I met at CPAC, who's showing me public voter rolls in New York State. So go ahead and explain, but please speak up because we won't be seeing your face.
Okay, this is a fictitious names attached to real data.
Okay.
This is part of the New York State voter roll. And what we discovered in the New York State voter roll...
Who's we?
What my group has discovered. We were part of a different group when the discovery was made, but we've since splintered off.
Okay.
And we call this the algorithm.
All right. So you're a group of concerned citizens.
We're only citizens, that's right.
All right.
We're
okay.
only citizens.
Go ahead. And how did you get these voter rolls?
We asked New York State to give us the New York State voter roll, and this is the copy I received in early February 2024.
Okay, and just to clarify for everyone listening, these are public records.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. So how do you know they're fictitious names?
Well, because I made them fictitious for display purposes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I intended to
all right.
display this.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, so you've concealed, but if they're public records, there's nothing wrong with using people's real names, right?
Just an abundance of caution.
Gotcha. All right, so what did you find?
We found that if you sort a county voter roll by its county ID, low to high, then over in the state voter ID column, you can perform mathematics that reveals a constant pattern.
Okay, and so that's what you mean by the algorithm.
That's correct.
Okay, go ahead. Speak up, please.
So when you subtract the lower row from the upper row, in most cases you can see this 1-1-1 kind of pattern develop. And this is called a rep unit. In math, it's a mathematical element that's commonly used in cryptography.
Oh my God.
A rep unit is a 1 number which repeats, and a 12 number is a rep unit plus 1. And the New York State voter rolls use rep units throughout every county in New York State.
Okay.
What you see is a series of 9 rep units. This is the result of subtraction as described.
Right.
The 10th record is a rep unit plus 1.
Oh my gosh.
The 10th record is a rep unit plus 1.
So what is this counting? What is this column representing?
This column is the first subtraction. When you subtract...
But what are you're subtracting the voter ID numbers.
Right.
Oh my God.
The voter ID numbers become an item of mathematics.
Wait, the voter, what does that mean, state voter ID? That this is a voter ID number, this...
In New York, we have a state ID,
right,
assigned by New York State,
right,
and we have a county ID to distinguish which county we're in.
So I'm going to restate what you're showing me. The state voter ID numbers have an algorithm such that
when sorted by the county ID, low to high,
right,
you can perform.
You
can perform mathematics on the state voter ID.
Whoa.
And when you subtract the lower row from the most adjacent upper row, this is the value of that subtraction.
So that's literally not possible if these are real numbers, right?
It's not possible unless they were designed to be a hidden architecture.
Oh my God. And so explain that more. What do you mean by designed to be a hidden architecture? What does it do?
Because it allows an outside entity to count the voter roll as desired because they know where they parked the fake votes.
Oh my God.
And when you
is the 1112 a fake vote? Can you tell what a fake vote is?
No, this is just subtraction.
Right.
This is how the algorithm finds its voters. It's mathematical calculation.
I understand that, and it's so interesting you're saying this because I've been trying to explain to people that an algorithm can be told to count in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like counting three Democratic votes for every one Republican vote, and you're saying that's exactly what this algorithm is doing, is counting specific votes.
We
correct?
know it's counting.
Right.
What it's counting is another subject.
Okay. And now, again, how do we know it's counting? Because this is a code that allows the algorithm to count.
Let me show you
All
a
right.
couple of more things.
All right.
So in this column, I'm highlighting the rep unit +1,
Right.
which is the 10th record.
Right.
And over here, I'm counting groups of 10.
Right.
And over here, highlighted in this salmon, I'm counting up. So this is the 40th
Right.
record.
Right.
The 50th record.
And by record, you mean voter record?
Voter record.
Okay.
And when we get to 100, there's a new marker that's introduced by the algorithm.
Holy cow.
It's a rep unit +1
Oh my God.
in the 8th position, a rep unit in the 9th position,
Ah.
and a rep unit +1 in the 10th position.
Oh my Lord.
And that marks 100 voters.
Oh my Lord. So what does that allow the machine to do?
It allows someone to count the voters for their purpose. Their purpose is unknown. There are
But how is
addition-
it different from normal accurate counting?
It's hidden. It's concealed.
I understand, but how does it affect the outcome, the final tally?
Of votes?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Okay, so what does it do? Why are we worried about it?
This enables the entity who designed it to hide tagged records
Gotcha.
because it's mathematic.
Okay, to hide them
Inside
the voter rolls,
looking just like real
looking
voters.
like real voters. I understand.
So when you see, let's go back up here. Here's an out of character number.
Yeah.
We just set it aside.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Right.
And let's just set it aside
Right,
for now.
right.
And here's another out of character number.
Right.
But you notice the out of character number changes the number of ones that are presented.
Yes.
So the out of character number here is a power change. It
What does that mean?
changes the power
Okay.
from a rep unit times 5
Right.
to a rep unit times 4.
Holy cow.
And then let's just move through until we see
Can I just say this is not how random numbers work?
That's correct.
Okay.
This is highly structured
Highly
and very
structured.
sophisticated. And then you see another odd negative number
Right.
breaking the pattern. So let's put that over here.
Right.
When you subtract this one
Right.
from the first one
Right.
in the 11th
Right.
row, it's 10,000. In short, it's another way to count.
Oh. So you're not saying this doesn't affect the outcome at all. You're showing how the machine will count differently to produce a different outcome.
We don't look at the outcomes.
Okay.
Because who votes for whom, you can't know
but
that.
it's counting differently.
It's counting in a very concealed manner.
Okay.
And it's structured the entire voter roll from Albany to Yates County. All 62 counties have algorithms which are different. 57 counties have the same algorithm I've described, but there are 3 other algorithms
Oh
that
my
are
God.
in the New York State voter roll.
But
and
there's still algorithms that create a hidden structure
That's
for
right.
hidden counting.
Right. Right.
And what are the 3 counties that have the different algorithms?
Westchester is one of them.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about the others off the top of my head, but
So
in Nassau County,
yeah.
in Nassau County on Long Island, we further discovered that certain voter IDs have been reserved in a mathematical pattern for
God.
cloned voters.
And what do you mean by cloned voters?
If you are Naomi, Naomi, they change your name to Naome.
Oh my gosh, that's why they don't want voter ID. You'll see that you're...
That's why you can't clean up the voter rolls, because this arithmetic
Right.
is so certain and it's so patterned, you can't remove a voter, then you can't do the subtraction, the whole thing falls apart.
That's why they don't want to change from machines to paper ballots. This all would fall apart.
That's right. So my opinion is the machines are a distraction
Right.
for this.
Right, of course. of course. Well, but this is, anyone who deals with digital technology knows that it's the algorithm, that is the thing that you have to check in order to see if it's being accurately counted. I get it. So the machine can count in this hidden way, and it's a way to conceal. I mean, I don't fully understand the math of what you're saying, except that I do see clearly that this is a non-random pattern.
It took me 6 months to understand it.
Okay, well, you haven't fully explained it in a way that everyone can understand, so please keep going. How does this algorithmic structure allow hidden votes to be embedded in the voter rolls?
Because in Nassau County, we learned that cloned voters are assigned certain county state ID numbers. These certain county numbers are reserved for the cloned voters, and when you graph them on an XY chart, they form a distinct curving pattern.
Oh, wow. And that would not happen with random numbers?
Never.
None of this would happen with
particularly
random
since
numbers.
they're all cloned voters.
Now, how do you know they're cloned voters?
Because it's been studied. You know who some people have knocked on doors.
Oh, right, and they're not there. Okay, so you're saying one thing clearly, that this system allows for imaginary or cloned voters, like one letter off, to be given a state voter ID and a county voter ID, and this architecture ensures that those votes of those fake voters will be counted. Is that correct?
That's right. It assigns essentially a parking spot, or think of it as a crossword puzzle.
Right.
XY, row A, column B.
Right. Does this algorithm, or this kind of algorithm, explain why, for instance, when CNN was reporting the vote for the presidential election in 2020, there would be organic counting, and then suddenly there would be a jump? Could an algorithm like this explain that?
I don't think this algorithm explains it, but this algorithm shows that someone has designed the voter system to be unnatural.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right.
And one of the things
I'm sorry to interrupt, but just to be clear before you go on to show me something else, what would a natural voter roll look like?
You walk into a deli, you take your ticket, it's number 1. The person behind you gets number 2.
Right.
However, as you can look at the registration dates, and you can see that these are non-consecutive registration dates. You can see
oh my gosh,
they vary by decades.
Oh my gosh. Are you sure? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let me be close up and show people.
They vary by decades. And the gentleman who discovered this,
holy cow,
he believes it was introduced into the voter rolls during the first 2 weeks of June in 2007.
Well, I believe it. So there are a lot of duplicates, duplicate names. Rudnick.
Those are married
gotcha.
couples.
Married couples, all right.
Who registered on the same day.
Okay, gotcha.
When they move into the county, that's very typical.
Okay, got it. All right, I see.
So
what
you
you're
can
saying.
see the year 2000 right next to the year 99.
And is the sequence of the county voter ID, supposed to be chronological like that? I mean, is it supposed to be, 43, 44, 45?
Well, you would think if I register after you, I'm going to get the next number.
I know, but I mean, have we confirmed that it's supposed to be chronological?
Well, I don't know that it's supposed to be. I don't know about that word. But it's not.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, have you tried to register someone to vote, they get a county voter ID, then register someone else, and see what ID they get?
Well, we can see that in the voter rolls.
And they're not getting consecutive?
Not always.
Okay.
Although more recently,
they've begun to
be consecutive.
That's sneaky also. All right, and so over here, we're subtracting, this hidden architecture is in the state voter ID, or in both?
Well,
I mean, what number are you subtracting here?
You have to sort the county ID
Right.
low to high.
Right, I understand.
Then these numbers are adjacent to each other, and
Okay.
then you can do that math.
I see. But what are you subtracting? It says subtract 1.
It's the first level of subtraction.
Okay. But what are you subtracting from what to get started?
Row 3 from row 2.
Oh, wow.
Row 4 from row 3.
Oh my gosh. And then you get these.
And this orders them
Yes, I
so
see.
that the math appears.
That's amazing that this was discovered by
It
your
is.
team.
It,